Chrissy, welcome. It's good to see you again. I want you to know that anything that we have to share in this meeting and future meetings will take along a journey with us and evaluate what we need to do to help us resolve any situations we have.
All right. Well, thanks for telling me that.
Okay, so what brings you here today?
Well, I'm irritated with my boss.
Okay. Do you want to elaborate a little bit more for me in regards to what is irritating you?
Well, I asked to get off early, and then I would come back and finish my work. But she sent me an email that said, basically, you can't. Uh, you've taken off for early 4 days in the last 6 months, and you called out once in the last 6 months, or she said a couple times, but it was just once in the last 6 months, and it's just too hard on everyone else when you go home early.
So what I hear you saying is that you have a conflict with your boss in regards to time off that you have taken that she recollects and that you recollect that do not match, and that you're frustrated over this.
I'm frustrated about that. Also, in the email, and I think this is mostly what I'm frustrated about, she said you get off at 2:30, which I do get off at 2:30. You could make your appointments. You need to try to make your appointments for when you're off of work. Like I haven't been trying to do that the whole time.
Okay. So what seems to be interrupting that pattern that you are not able to take time for family or things that you need to do after 2:30?
The doctors set the appointments, and you can try to change them, but then you have to wait a long, long time to change them especially when you're a new patient. So the first time I left early, and let me just put it this way, where I work closes at 1:30. They've never had to close that early. It's just my job of cleaning up that I've had to come back and do. So anyway, one was my daughter. She had an MRI on her knee. Do I set the MRI? No, I don't. They do. So they set the MRI. One was a psychologist appointment that was set after my son had tried to kill himself. Did I take a day off when he tried to kill himself? Did I stay home and watch him and make sure he wasn't going to kill himself? No, my daughter did it. I didn't do it because I am a committed employee. And then the other one was the first counseling session that my son had gotten after he had tried to kill himself. And that appointment was set. There was nothing I could do. I could change it for another couple weeks, but that had been 6 weeks since he'd gotten out of the ATU. So all of those were necessary. This appointment was, what was this appointment? This appointment was, I can't even remember, but it was something to do with my son that had been, it was for the new school that he's going to. And schools, they don't care when you get off work. I mean, they set it as late as they could, and that was 2:30. But I had to go out to Fruita to get him and come back. Ended up, he had to miss half a day of school because she wouldn't let me off early.
Okay, so what lines of communication have you used in expressing these concerns with your boss? Have you had a sit down?
No. I emailed her a response back to her email, and then the big boss caught me in the kitchen, and I explained to her everything that I just explained to you, and I'd already explained it all on my email. I was really, really mad, and she said, I feel for you, and then she said, well, Misty is a single mom too. She should understand what's going on. And my only thing is, the single mom of a kid that is no trouble is a lot different than being the single mom of a kid that has issues.
Right, right.
You know.
But the dynamics still are the same. You're still a parent, and you expect that understanding from that parent in regards to family issues. What is your policy at work in regards to taking off time and then family issues with that?
I don't exactly know the policy. We get 6 unexcused absences a year. I've worked there 2.5 years, and I've taken 1 day off that was unscheduled. 1 day off in 2.5 years. I don't call in sick. I go to work all the time. So there's that policy. Taking off early is pretty much up to the bosses. Every manager, supervisor I know there lets their employees take off early because they understand that sometimes you don't have a choice. And yeah, I've had 6 months of not having lots of choices, but that's life that has thrown at me, and I've proven myself to be an attending, timely employee.
Okay. So right now, what do you want to see come about with this? What resolution do you think is needed to make this work?
I don't know. In fact, I had to ask her. We have another appointment with a psychiatrist next Friday, but it's in the middle of the day. And so I had to ask her to cover for me for a couple hours in the middle of the day, which is a lot harder to get someone to cover for me than to let me off early. But and she's letting me do it. She's going to send someone over to cover for me, but she's very stiff with me.
Okay. So
what's the resolution? I want an apology. That's what I want her to apologize for accusing me of being a not good employee.
Okay.
But I'm not going to get it, so I'm not worried about that, really.
Okay, so your expectations in regards to healing or making things better for you are not realistic, as you say that they're really going to happen.
Yeah, and I don't know if that will make it better for me. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that will make it. I don't think her apologizing will make it better for me. I think maybe some things changing there about being so rigid with people will make things better.
Okay, so let's go back just a little bit. You talked a little bit about your main boss, and you spoke with him or her?
Her.
In regards to this. Did your main boss not offer to sit down and have a consultation with both of you in regards to parameters and expectations?
No.
Okay. Do you feel like that is something that you might be able to ask of your supervisor?
I probably could.
Is that something you would want to ask of your supervisor?
This is really what I want. I just want to go to work, and when I need off for them to go ahead. Take off, because you're a valuable employee.
And in a perfect world, that might happen, but as we can see what is going on here,
in this world, it does
working.
not. It
right.
does not happen. So I think I would probably wait until it didn't happen again, or if things don't even out between Misty and I. If they don't even out, then we're going to have to do it. As a Christian, I'm going to have to go to her and say, Misty, let's talk this out, because we can't have this. And it's not really that. It's that when I talk to her, she's put up a wall.
Okay. So you've brought out the fact that you're a Christian and that you have those Christian values. What I would like for you to do is step back, allow God to kind of guide you with some of this, see what happens, see if you can make that resolution. Always know that I'm here, and we can schedule another appointment for a little bit further down the road. But if you need anything else between now and then, you know to call, and we'll slip in with an appointment after 2:30 so that you can make it.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Looking
Thank
forward
you.
to seeing you, Chrissy.